Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome or welcome back. Bitcoin or not to Bitcoin? That is the question. Since you are watching this video, you are clearly interested in Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin's price prediction for the future? Will Bitcoin hit $75,000, $100,000, $500,000, or even $1 million in the future? Well, let's find that out together today in this video.
Let's talk rocket ships. First, Bitcoin. Where's it going?
I mean, can you play the clip in 2012 and 13 when it was at 200 and everybody was laughing at me on CNBC every time I would talk about Bitcoin? Where is it going? It's probably going to 100, then 150, then 200,000. In what period? I don't know. 5 years, 10 years, but it's going there.
Before we get started, make sure you smash that subscribe button, press the notification bell, and leave a comment saying, "I subscribe." We will reply to as many comments as possible on this video. Okay, let's get started.
We probably bought our first Bitcoin within a block of here. If you believe that Bitcoin is the beginning of the internet of money, you can actually buy a piece of it. Anybody in the world can. And there's tons of people who have made a lot buying a piece of that future.
News that the Winklevoss twins had gambled big and won, investing in Bitcoin.
What was the price then?
I think our first Bitcoin was in the high single digits.
That's $8 or $9 a coin.
Our thesis at the time was Bitcoin's going to disrupt gold. And gold has a market cap of $7 trillion today. So if Bitcoin's going to be worth $7 trillion or more, this seems like a cheap asset.
Maybe you have heard of all the people who have become Bitcoin millionaires by either investing in Bitcoin or mining Bitcoin. Maybe you have heard that Bitcoin will hit the price of $100,000 by the end of 2021. With all of this being said, the main question you are probably asking yourself is, can you still become a Bitcoin millionaire by either investing in or mining Bitcoin? Long story short, probably not. But this would depend more on how much you actually have to invest in Bitcoin right now. Are there still gains to be made with Bitcoin? Yes, most likely. As always, we are not giving financial advice, but we are trying to educate you about all types of investments and passive income, including Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Watch this video until the end to find out what we have researched for you and to show you how it is still possible to make money while investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. What is Bitcoin? Per Wikipedia, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency invented in 2008 by an unknown person or group of people using the name Satoshi Nakamoto. The currency began use in 2009 when its implementation was released as open source software. Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency without a central bank or single administrator that can be sent from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without the need for intermediaries. Transactions are verified by network nodes through cryptography and recorded in a public distributed ledger called a blockchain. Bitcoins are created as a reward for a process known as mining. They can be exchanged for other currencies, products, and services. Research produced by the University of Cambridge estimated that in 2017, there were 2.9 to 5.8 million unique users using a cryptocurrency wallet, most of them using Bitcoin.
When you literally buy a Bitcoin, what have you bought?
You're buying a piece in the Bitcoin ledger that represents a fixed digital asset. So it's like buying a bar of gold, but there's no physical component to it.
You're buying a bar of gold, but it's not a bar of gold. It's just a bunch of numbers.
I think I turned to Tyler and said, hey, this is either the next big thing or total BS.
You know, Bitcoin is still, it was the best performing asset of the previous decade. It's the best performing asset of this year. And we think it will be the best performing asset of the current decade.
At the time of this video, Bitcoin is priced just over $55,000 per coin. Compare this to a price per coin of around $100 mid-2013 and even less than $10 per coin in 2012. The most fascinating stories come from those people who could mine 25 Bitcoins in a day or two with just a simple computer CPU. Those days are far gone. But you should better understand how so many people became rich mining and purchasing Bitcoins in the very early days. Today, you can still mine Bitcoins. I am actually mining Bitcoins right now. The only difference is that I am mining as part of a mining group or pool. This will ensure that I will never mine 25 Bitcoins by myself as others have in the past. Today, in a mining pool, if we mine several Bitcoins, we share them with the entire pool and the platform we are using for mining. This brings me to the first way it is possible to make money with Bitcoins today: by mining Bitcoins. I have been purchasing and mining Bitcoins since mid-2017. At that time, Bitcoin was worth around $2,500 per coin. I have held the majority of those Bitcoins mined. Let's say that I mined and purchased a total of 2 coins since 2017. I have not been this lucky, but let's just go with this example. Today, it costs me a little less than 30% in electricity to mine Bitcoins. Let's say I mined all of my Bitcoins at an average price of $5,000 per coin. With a mining cost of 30%, these 2 Bitcoins would have cost me just $3,000, giving me a profit of $107,000. I have purchased and mined all of my Bitcoins closer to a price of $10,000 per coin. In this scenario, 2 Bitcoins mined at today's price using this cost basis would be worth around $110,000 for a profit of $104,000. Not too shabby. The next lesson to take from this video is, do you believe that Bitcoin will continue to increase in value over the next 10 years? And if so, by how much? Bitcoin has increased in value 22 times since I started my Bitcoin journey. The second lesson is that you will need to hold Bitcoin for a significant amount of time to see massive gains. This is really no different than owning stocks today. Just like in the 1920s, with stocks, you could see huge profits in a short period of time. And just as with stocks today, these days are most likely gone with Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin's value has increased 22 times since I started investing in Bitcoin in 2017. If Bitcoin increases in value by 22 times moving forward, that will make 1 Bitcoin worth $1.2 million. Is this realistic? I would say no, but some people think this could happen. I see Bitcoin hitting an average price per share closer to $200,000 in 5 to 10 years. This, however, depends on a lot of factors. The main factor being huge adoption of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. We've already seen Bitcoin going from the unknown to banned to what it is today, growing in popularity. So I do see a huge adoption of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in the near future, with Bitcoin being number 1, the gold standard. As discussed in the intro of this video, what amount you can make with Bitcoin would depend more on how much you actually have to invest in Bitcoin right now. If you could purchase 2 Bitcoins today for $110,000, these 2 Bitcoins could be worth $400,000 in 5 to 10 years. This would be gains in the amount of 263%. I don't think this is worth the risk at this time. I have made 263% gains in the stock market in way less time. With all of that said, I would either stick to mining Bitcoins or looking at other cryptocurrencies or stocks if you are looking for potentially huge gains in a shorter period of time. But for the long term, I do think it would be wise to invest in Bitcoin at some level. You never know what value Bitcoin could have in 10 or 20 years. Let's see what some of the predictions of Bitcoin's future price is from others out there.
Where's it going?
Where is it going? It's probably going to 100, then 150, then 200,000. In what period? I don't know. 5 years, 10 years, but it's going there.
So we wrote a thought piece in August of this year saying that we think the price of Bitcoin will be $500,000 or 500,000 per coin within the next decade.
As of right now, I believe there are other cryptocurrencies with more considerable potential gains than Bitcoin. But I do think that if you invest in cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin needs to be a part of that crypto portfolio. We will be discussing the future of cryptocurrencies in upcoming videos, so please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell to be notified as soon as these videos are released.
So we bought our first Bitcoin in the fall of 2012, end of the summer, and I think they were around $8 or $9 a coin, so high single digits. And we've lived through at least 3 or 4 of these bull cycles, so this is pretty familiar territory for us. And we think Bitcoin overtakes gold within this decade. Whether that happens in the next year or 5 or 10, time will tell. So it's why we call Bitcoin Gold 2.0. We think it will disrupt gold. And the market cap of gold is $9 trillion right now. I don't know what Bitcoin's is, but for Bitcoins to be $9 trillion,
each Bitcoin would have to be worth 500,000 a Bitcoin. So that's kind of how we back into that. We look at the market cap of gold and then divide it by what the price of Bitcoin would have to be worth $9 trillion, and we come out at 500,000.
Well, I think the one of the challenges with gold is its hardware. It's actually really hard to move, and in a pandemic or some kind of disaster force majeure scenario, gold's actually not really practical. Bitcoin's incredibly easy to move. It's information. You can just send it through the internet like your email. So that's the first issue. The second piece is we're all living online, and Bitcoin is programmable money. So it's really built for the future of the online world. So those are two things right there that sort of make Bitcoin more attractive. Obviously, gold has familiarity, and it's in movies, and it's shiny, and we use it for jewelry, and people have grown up with it. But if you talk to Gen Z or millennials, they don't want gold. They want software.
With what you have seen here and our other research, we do believe that Bitcoin will hit a future price of $75,000, $100,000, and then $200,000. Several people heavily invested in Bitcoin can even see a future price of $500,000 per coin. With the increased adoption of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, we see no reason why Bitcoin is nowhere near what it will be worth 5 to 10 years from now. Don't expect Bitcoin investing to make you rich unless you actually have $55,000 to invest today, and you also think that one Bitcoin will be worth more than $1 million per coin in the future. Please let us know in the comments below if you have invested in Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies. Also, let us know if you think Bitcoin is here to stay or if you think it is a bubble ready to pop. If you're still here, thanks for making it this far in the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out the links below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the notification bell, as it will help out this channel a lot. Check out one or both of the videos listed here on this page. And as always, learn more, hustle on, and power through. Thank you, and see you all in just a few minutes.